We're cold, Joe. That's how we are.
That's true.
I left you guys talking about the cold thing. You're still talking about the cold thing.
That's because Gabe came back
The
and he has a
cold
warmer
didn't end,
shirt.
Joe.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. Look, the cold never ends in England anyway. So
I guess that's true.
Yeah. We're like, no.
That's rain,
yeah.
but then it just turns from rain to snow.
yeah. We have one warm week a year and we can't deal with it.
It's like also dry as hell. It looks ominous with the mist, but it's just like
Yeah.
fire.
I like it.
What, you like
It looks
England?
dry as hell. It looks
No, I
ominous
don't
with
like
the mist,
England.
but it's just like, what the fuck? It looks ominous with the mist, but it's just like, what the fuck?
Is that coming through my mic?
No, I don't think anyone can figure out where it's coming from.
Is that tomato? Coming through my mic?
No, I don't think anyone can figure out where.
I guess the green light is on tomatoes.
Yeah, it was on tomato.
We all just look so fucking puzzled. Like, wait, what's happening?
We can try
Yeah,
restarting the
fucking
Discord
puzzled.
call.
Like, wait, what's happening?
Is it me?
Whoa, what is happening?
Okay, I'll put on.
Welcome to As Ragnar.
That was some of the weirdest shit I've ever heard. Let's try restarting the Discord call. Okay, be right back, everyone.
Okay.
Oh wait, he's gonna try restarting from
Nope.
his side.
All right.
I was like, hey, maybe he's just that big a fan of your stream, Joe. Has it open like 3 times?
Yeah. I want to get the full effect.
The interesting thing is it was coming through with like a weird sound effect.
Yeah, and
It
it's
sounded
my
like
voice.
distorted. Yeah, it was kind of
Hated it.
scary. It was kind of scary.
I was like,
Gotta
whoa,
give
I'm
only
fine hearing everyone else speak, but if you're gonna repeat me, I gotta go.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
You think I am Brizzy Voices?
Yeah,
I am a
voices.
professional voice actor.
Someone, I'm not gonna say who or what. Someone sent me a message the other day that was like, Gabe, were you in this game? I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. They're like, I saw your name on the thing. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Totally
That is
forgot
my
that I
name.
recorded for it.
Was it an old one or was it one you did recently?
It's one that's not even out yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, apparently I've been busier than I thought.
Been very
Nice.
goddamn busy.
Ooh, which player rolls the first? Am I on there? I'm spending all my money on me. Ooh, a lot of people are. Oh, first nat 20. I was like, wait, is this nat ones?
Yeah,
much
first
money I
nat
got?
20.
I voted. I predicted you.
I spent every channel point I had
Put that
on myself. I took it from
Oh my God.
18% to 22. No, it was 15. Yeah,
Doesn't let me vote.
I'm just gonna roll a lot. Good.
I can
Yeah.
vote, but it comes up with a thing that's like you don't get to win.
I found out what the problem was.
What was it?
You
I
good?
rated Joe, but then I walked off and I forgot that my OBS was still streaming. So it was actually, it locks my output to my mixer. which
Nice.
Usually I switch it off of my mixer because it feedbacks into Discord otherwise. So it was feeding back, I think, the music from the
Right on.
Roll20 that was on.
Right.
I couldn't hear it, but everyone else could hear it. And it was coming through Discord, which was like,
Yeah.
that's noise. That's like background noise or some shit. It was trying to like fucking fix it.
Yeah, it was terrifying, dude. It was distorting everyone's voices.
Technology, everyone.
Well, hello. Welcome out to episode 17. We are one mark down. There to shoot off just before the show started. So we are marked down, but Mark will be back next week. But we go on with the show. Before we get started, has anyone got anything they want to shout out before we dive into the dream world of Ragnar?
My sister brought me back little chocolate alcohol bottles from England.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
She went to a wedding. She gave me 30 of them.
30.
Oh my god.
That means your sister went around just taking as many as she could. And pocketing
Here's the
them.
thing. She gave me extras.
Yeah. I want to see how she got them all. I mean, that's the genius if you hold a handbag, right? Anyone I know who holds a handbag always comes out with so many extra things at a party or like a hotel or anywhere. The genius. All right. Well, who would like to do the recap? How about
OG.
OG?
I'll do it. Sure, I'll do it.
Been a while.
Right
Right on.
now. Wait, we gotta start like pinning it. Where the fuck is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Or we just can't talk. Excuse me. Last we left off, we had made our way to Svepir, home of the Manitou people, in search of Ashlar. I had kind of forgotten his name. A mortal who is said to have romanced one of the Norns. We learned of a spore dream created by the fungal people that could induce hundreds of people into a shared dream world. Recently, a man named Ragnar, skeptical eyes, had conquered this dream from the inside. It was too dangerous to kill him outside of the dream, so we opted for heading in. After a lengthy interview process, we each found ourselves on the bridge, leading to
Say it.
Ragnar.
Say it again for the people
Yeah.
in the back that may not have heard it.
For those of you in the back who didn't maybe hear me, even though I'm on a mic, which would be sort of weird, it's as Ragnar, you know, like Asgard, but it's like as Ragnar. Did everybody get that? To me,
Was it,
get all
was it
around and say
as
it.
Ragnar? Or
as Ragnar.
no? Thank you. I did not
Joe,
hear.
how do you say it? Did I say that right?
Yeah, as Ragnar, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
And on the bridge leading in is your little group. You each have been given a respective job role, for the most part. You find yourself, Eldred, with that one. But Lena, you were given the role of a citizen in the lower city, with a catchphrase. With a
What is?
partial...
Did you memorize it? Did you write it down? Because yours is pretty long.
It's like,
I
I'm
refused
not
that
taking
job.
this
I have a
job.
different job now.
Yep.
Just wanna-
You...
I spoke to the manager of As Ragnar.
It's true, you did complain. And you were given the position of Loki,
That's true.
if you wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish.
Willoughby, you were asked to tend the groves of the great tree right in the center.
What's that tree called?
You,
Ragnar.
Ragnar, you disliked that opportunity and decided to explode your interview. However, your job was assigned. And Draven, beside all the others, you were given your job. Much larger than the others, you stand. Similar kind of outlook. I mean, you can describe. How do you reckon Draven now looks as a kind of semi-Fenrir?
Not a furry. Someone's gonna say it. I'm calling you out now. Massive bipedal, almost like werewolf-like version of Draven, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah, so stood next to you, towering over all of you, is Draven as Fenrir. And Juno steps out wearing an interviewer's garb. And you can see she's wearing very similar clothing to what all of you had recognized her in. And recognized the interviews that you did with. And she looks across all of you, she goes, "So, where do we..." And then a door opens. She looks behind. You hear another set person say, "You must help us with the next interview." But I can't. And then the door shuts her in.
She got
Which
a
is
job.
my way of excluding Mark for the moment.
They're a goner.
I
But there are
mean,
more people coming in after us.
she. Oh God. I hope not. I hope not.
She'll be okay, right?
Sure.
I'm more worried about them.
Look, yeah, no, she'll be fine because we'll take care of everything, and then she just has to do more interviews.
I was
Like
kind of hoping she would reason with the guy, but
This can't be any worse than any of the multiple times that Juno's been devoured by creatures, mauled
He's not in the
viciously.
tummy of something. It's safer. for
They'll
her
likely
like
be
this.
fine. We'll find them one
Yeah, this is the safest Juno's probably ever been.
as far away from us as possible.
Yeah.
Ahead of you is the great bridge that leads over towards Ragnar. It is a mighty city with a wall that stands tall all around it. You can see surrounding on the lower plains, heading endlessly into the horizon, the Doubtlands, the place in which you very briefly experienced, of random creatures, discarded dreams, buildings, and thoughts. But the bridge leads over that, way over into the city itself, where you can see various flying creatures and guards on the walls. Your dream awaits. What would you like to do?
Well, it looks pretty scary down there. They said we had 2 days to walk around before our jobs started. So
We have 2 days to deal with this fucking asshole and get the hell out of
I
here.
think
More
sometimes
like
they can. I'm excited to see this city. It looks great.
excited to see as Ragnar.
Yeah, do you know what? I think that's a great name. I'm really excited to see everything in it. It sounds amazing. It's like stares at Willie.
Are we supposed to be playing
And then,
a part?
do we still have the well, yeah, we would still have the
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah. What if we don't know if anyone can hear us right now, right? Like
Yeah, I
say
would not expect so.
mentally.
In our minds, I don't think so.
And then out loud, I'm like, I think S. Ragnar is a great name. I love it. Let's go. I'm excited to see everything. And then I look at Draven. You look really good. Also way bigger.
What the hell
Are
happened to you?
Yeah, what happened?
I'm Fenrir.
Oh, shit. Good one.
Yeah.
Do you
get
have
to, like-
special powers?
Draven's gonna howl as loud as he can.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a dream check.
Oh God, that's right.
Roll
Forgot
for
about
Howl.
dream checks.
I'm gonna do charisma.
Okay.
Get it?
15.
Your howl echoes through the sky and then ripples. And you see trees inside the city get brushed away with wind. And then all around the city itself, you hear all connecting as the wolves
shit.
listen to Fenrir.
You command them.
I think that's a yes.
You have like puppies in there or something. You got like friends. That's pretty cool.
I wonder if I can. I'm gonna try to shrink myself down to normal Draven size.
Okay. Another dream check, please.
I'm gonna do wisdom this time because I gotta switch it up. That's a 6.
Switching it up.
One hand gets like smaller. I'm kidding.
You would find that you managed to shrink just one of your hands for a moment. And then grows back again.
Ah,
Did you do that? Was that?
that's gonna take some adjusting.
Wait, hold on. Also, we should cross the bridge. It feels weird to just stand here. What happened to you two? Why did what's your jobs? You didn't get jobs? I'm Loki.
No, I got out before I
what?
was assigned.
So you got Loki.
Well, I didn't
Fenrir,
actually. I
you
got Citizen
nothing.
46 or 47. They were going to have me go to the lower city, and I would have to say the same thing 46 or 47 times, whatever number I was. And I said, no, I'm not doing that.
That
So I
checks
got a
out.
different job. Yeah, I didn't. It sounded terrible. Now I got the fun one. Also, not a real job, so I think I get to make it up as I go along, which is pretty good.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we're going to be done here in 2 days, hopefully, and no one will have to do their job.
That's also okay. Wait a minute. So you didn't get a job. You didn't get a job. You didn't get a job.
Oh, they tried to give me a job.
Okay. You
It was
didn't.
to do the
Citizen
same
45?
thing I had done for hundreds of years.
Oh shit.
You were a
Again.
guard.
So I blew them up.
Oh.
Oh.
What? You blew them up for offering you a position you've already had.
Yes.
All right.
You wanted like a different new
I told
job?
them all of my qualifications, and honestly, I was never very qualified to do the whole grove tending thing. Case in point, the entire thing that happened with Yggdrasil.
Yeah, that's
so,
fair,
as
actually.
far as I'm concerned, the second they gave me that job,
Doesn't that make you more equipped for it if you can't
Oh, you would
guard
know
it
what to look for.
because of this place? Do you think
I don't want to do this.
Ragnar is Odin here?
Oh shit.
Essentially.
Rodin. I don't know how you would make it. Ragnar.
Rodin.
Yeah.
Ragnolan.
Ragnodin.
It's such a big name to fit into such a small one.
It really is. Wait,
Well, he's a
Alfred,
big personality.
you didn't get the job either? We know what Juno's job is.
Me?
Yeah, you didn't get one?
No, I don't think so. They didn't finish their questions.
They like
Did you
walk
dispatch your interviewer?
I just imagine them gone.
oh.
Wait,
Probably
what?
cleaner than what I did.
Wait, I thought. Did we not all go through the interview process?
My
Answered a couple
interviewer
questions.
asked many personal questions that made me very sad.
I
And
went
then
through
they
it.
decided to tell me I had to do the same thing I'd already done, so I blew them up.
Did
What
you
did
try
you
to
do?
get
We'll be
something
able
with
to
the
point
one
at
you want?
Eldred.
Did you
What-
just try, like,
I just
try to
love the
get a
idea that
different
Draven asked this
job?
question and then everyone starts talking simultaneously.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
actually,
I just said I didn't want that one. I took a different one. You didn't want to try to just be like, nah, I don't want to be a guard. I will do something else.
It's been a long day for me. It's been a long day. And
all right.
at a certain point, after living truly many lifetimes doing a job you don't like, to have one comically delivered to you again in such a way by a bunch of bozos in Ragnar's or whatever the hell it is.
As Ragnar. It's
As
a really good
Ragnar,
name.
yes, of course. I'm kind of getting at my wit's end here.
You know what? I heard the city's pretty good, so maybe we'll find something fun for you to do. Like, what would make you feel better right now?
I'd like to
Not to,
leave.
like,
I'd like to
see a play or
grab
something.
Ragnar and haul him
Like,
back to
nicely.
reality with
Be
the
like-
rest of us. To be
Yeah,
frank.
are we here to play pretend and have fun in imaginary world first, or are we just trying to get this done and get out?
Do you want to have fun?
No,
I
that's
don't
what I'm saying.
I'm surprised you had to float that idea.
That's what I'm saying. Why does it all matter? Let's just go to the guy.
We tried to go. Who did Willoughby try like actually go to that hall with? Because we tried to technically go to the guy, or at least Willoughby did.
Yeah, you got. You
Was it
were there
Eldred or
with
was it
Juno.
Juno?
You were there with Juno.
Okay.
Eldred went on her own journey.
I tried to go straight to the guy.
Alone.
Okay.
Oh, well,
Juno
okay.
was there.
Here's
We
the
would have been fine.
Do you never,
But when we
like-
got there, there was horrible wails, terrible screams, and then
Whales
we-
like
we left.
screams or
like a
animal.
whale? Like in the water?
it was like a kind of
Okay.
sound coming from
Okay.
outside of the building. There was
Are we
no
across
Ragnar.
the bridge yet? First of all, if we were walking this whole time, how big is this bridge? Are we in the city yet?
Oh, so you were walking? Okay, you have to,
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't specify. The
We'll walk and talk.
the bridge lasts for like a good probably 30 seconds before you get there. But if you start
Okay.
picturing it taking too long, it will start to speed up. It's almost like the bridge is shortened a little bit.
Okay.
And
It-
you can see as
The
the
airport.
Yeah, the city itself starts to come into vision, and you recognize that it's 3 tiers. You've got the major kind of outer wall with the lower city, and then the second tier up seems to be the upper city where which you had heard as Raghalla, and then the kind of just at the top of there is
Fucking-
the greatest of the halls, which is the 3rd tier, and that is surrounded by the 3 great titans, these massive giants that wander
Okay.
around it on the interior of that wall.
Is there anyone around us right now, or are we kind of like?
And if you're going towards the front of the gates, Yes, there
Yeah.
are several guards outside the gates in shining golden armor, standing there with tall, rounded shields, painted. Show the depiction of a face, a man with a beard, on each of the shields. They each hold spears. Each of them, beards, bald. Each of them look like Ragnar, as you saw him outside, but a little bit younger and a little bit stronger.
Alright.
They stand guarding the gate.
Hello? Oh, shit.
Welcome to us, Ragnar.
This place looks great. Can we just go right in? I'm excited.
Speak
Yeah.
to the supervisor.
Oh shit, there's a supervisor.
You can see that the guards are a little bit unfinished. And occasionally he'll pause, occasionally he'll stop. And over in like of a desk area, this kind of table that's been put out, a candle light on it. Doesn't seem to, the wax has even started dripping. And some papers in front of him. You see this man kind of sat there with sprawled up blonde hair, a little bit of a beard, kind of stubble coming through, in kind of plain clothing. And he sat there with a quill writing. Oh, come on over. We didn't expect anyone new into the dream so soon.
But why not?
Well,
What do you
it's just
mean?
we haven't had many people coming recently.
Oh. This
Well-
place looks great.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm
what-
I'm the supervisor
check
of the
in?
frontal guard. Yes.
Okay.
What's your name?
I'm Chance.
You're laid on us.
Chance?
Chance.
All right.
It's good to meet you. What? Do we have to like check it? What are we doing here?
You were given job assignments, yes? Just to see
Yeah.
where you're off to, I can give you directions.
Well, we said we were told we have like 2 days before our job starts, right? So we could just go like hang out and see what is.
Oh,
going
yes,
on
you got
and
a
as
2 day, but I have
fragment.
to give you your clothing and your design, everything, any of your some hints towards your job, how to fit into the city, all that kind of thing.
Oh, all right.
Wilby's gonna like look over to the others. Is there a chance this is an actual person? What? Ragnardian?
Do it by song.
Do what by song?
Instructions. Do it by song.
You clearly look like Fenrir. We've been looking for a
Right.
Fenrir.
It would make Ragnar very happy if you did it by song. And Ragnar's the most important person here.
He takes the paper and he flicks through. I don't think Fenrir is meant to be giving me demands.
That's because you don't think. I'm Fenrir, your Chaz, or whatever you said your name was. Now song!
It was Chase, I think. I'm not sure.
No, I think it is.
And he starts Draven starts growling.
He's really into his role. So if you could just sing it would be
Okay,
a little
okay.
bit helpful, you know?
Could you please give me your job assignment? Could you please give it to me now? Could you please give me your job assignment?
That is pretty
Could you
good.
please?
You guessed that
It was
is
the rhyme.
Fenrir.
Leans down real low to Willoughby. A person.
Person.
Yeah. I feel a little
I think
bad.
it's fair to say that if it's not a person, they probably look a little bit like Ragnar.
Oh.
Kind of Ragnar.
I'll give them a bit of a clap.
Thank you.
Fenrir.
Yeah, I've got that. Well,
I'd like to imagine a cup of coffee.
Nice.
go ahead, do a check.
15. If I roll a 6 again next, I'm out.
You get a large kind of cup, spiraling warm coffee. Oh,
It's huge, because I'm huge.
yeah. It's like holding. It's essentially a keg with a handle
It's a basin.
filled with the coffee. All right. In the upper city, you'll find the Hall of Gods. Got a few other gods there. We're still trying to fill
Oh,
all of
great.
the
That's
slots.
where I have to go too.
Do you?
Oh, I'm going to do Loki.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what?
What's another one, huh?
What do you mean another one?
Well, everyone always comes through saying they want to be Loki.
Yeah, but I actually am.
Well, we give it to everyone. It's part of the trick of Loki.
Yeah. I'm just gonna shake my
Oh,
head
boy.
sadly. Oh, bless. Okay, well, that is
Oh
fine.
boy.
Hey, do you know what? They all want to be Loki, then that's Loki and that's Loki as well. We're gonna all be Loki together.
Can I pass on that too?
It's like a whole thing.
what job were
We've got
you
the whole
assigned? It's not really our decision here. I was
Yeah,
assigned
Eager
to
to see it.
job assignment.
Oh, what did you want to do? Did you get a moment to say like, no, I don't like that job. I want to do something else? Did they offer you like a choice?
I don't know if we're allowed to talk about the interview, but I
Oh shit, are we not?
I didn't know there was an interview, so I was just
I didn't either.
I
Do
started.
you know what I said the first one? I was like, what? And they wrote that down.
I was just imagining my dog.
Oh, what kind of dog did you have? Do you have? Did
It was a little wolf pup, and
oh.
yes, it's a very sweet dog. I came here thinking I could spend some time with many dogs, so I spent the interview process making my dogs, and they gave me this.
Oh shit.
Yes, you only get one interview, unless you go through reassignment. You have to really prove yourself for that.
How's reassignment work?
Well, if you prove yourself to be quite a dreamer, and you prove yourself to be more creative than you were assigned, then you can go back to reassignment. You just have to wish the interviewer back, and you can request it.
Obi's gonna look around. How many, like, within earshot of us, how many, like, beings that evidently are created by Ragnar in this room?
Because you're outside of the gates, essentially. There's like a desk set up by the open gates. Go ahead and just roll like an insight check. As you can see, loads of people walking around the lower city now, heading towards houses.
That's a 23.
A 23.
Mhm.
One thing you notice, the majority of people are almost like Oblivion NPCs, where they walk a certain distance, they have these conversations, and then they kind of turn away from each other. After saying very generic things, they seem to set most patterns, and most people look very generic. It's almost like their faces have something off about them, whether their eyes just are completely circular, or if they kind of, everything is so almost plastic looking. But occasionally you'll see people who just kind of accidentally bump into one and go, sorry, and kind of pass through and head to different houses. So of the couple hundred people you see wandering around, maybe 5 or 6 are real
Okay.
in the streets.
Fuck. There's something. I think it's fair to say that if we want to keep people from being fucking murdered by this guy when we escalate hard, we need to start extracting people from this place and move them somewhere else. So I think Wilby is going to. I'm going to do some dreaming here
Okay.
for a minute. Wilby's going to walk up to this guy. I'm going to start Dragon Constellation,
Okay.
which applies to all wisdom rolls, including a normal wisdom check.
Okay.
So I can't roll below 15 on this. And Wilby's going to put his hand on his shoulder and try to basically pull this guy into a separate pocket dream, isolated from Ragnar.
Okay.
He's going to try to move people out of here.
Okay. Roll a dream check.
Willoughby's
That is
a
in
monster.
18.
What do you imagine is the place you take them?
I think it would be as close to just a dream version of the Amanita village that we
Okay.
were in. Not like exact, but like basically like a, hey, we're putting you guys in a waiting room to go home.
What if they went into the dream world in the dream Amanita village?
And they just go back and they do it again, and then they're in another dream, and then oh fuck.
Anywho.
the
I hate it.
the mushrooms all around you kind of grow, and you see him look around and go, "Are you awake?"
Mm-mm. No, I'm just moving you somewhere safer than where you were isolated, hopefully by Ragnar.
Oh dear. We've tried this already. It puts us in the doubtlands.
Oh shit.
See,
Wilby's been in the Doubtlands. So
Yep.
presumably he's been in it. He's looking around. He's listening
you've
for
rebuilt the
moves.
village pretty well, but you see one of the mushroom caps bend, and there's a big smiley face on it.
Oh no.
And it looks down, its head starts bouncing up and down, and then you hear.
All right, well, good to know. Wilby will grab him and try to. I
Just
guess
see
I'll
the
do
purple's a
dream check
massive
to pull him
chicken.
back.
Go ahead and do
That's
the
a
dream check.
15
You-
to pull him back.
Find it's much easier to get back there. Both Willoughby and this man appear back to you.
What was that?
Just trying to see if I could take him somewhere separate from here. And it seems no matter where you go to the Doubtlands.
After your
Yeah, this seems pretty great, this place.
after your
What do we
assignments,
do?
always good to visit the Upside Down Tavern.
Upside down. Do you get to like? Do you have to work all the time, or do you get to like go to sleep
I
somewhere?
sometimes
like, do
go
you get to
drinking
to
at the
tavern?
Upside Down Tavern.
That place sounds great. I'm excited.
Yes.
Is it far?
Oh, it's around the corner.
All right, we'll just ask
won't
around.
miss it.
We'll find it.
Would
What
you
is,
like to go drinking there now?
I can't. I'm on shift.
But
Jobs,
it's your break
no.
now.
No,
No,
that's not how
I'll stick to
jobs.
it. I'll
Yeah,
stick to it.
jobs don't work like that. Like you have to go on break when they tell you to go on break.
Um,
You can't just decide.
Just please give me your jobs.
Well,
Yeah, I
What's
said
your-
I'm
No, I
Loki.
know, Loki. He looks towards you, Eldred and Wilby. Jobs.
Personal attendant of Ragnar.
Hold a deception check.
Six.
what the hell?
I'm not a good liar.
He made you say a catchphrase, didn't he? Don't worry.
Yeah.
Some people say that's the best job you can get down here in the lower city. It's easy.
Is it?
Well, sometimes it's better to be far away, you know?
Yeah, fair.
Smaller dreams. If you are in the upper city, you can dream larger. Down here, we are limited by our dreams. You may dream small down here. You? He looks towards you, Willoughby.
Gardener.
Oh, a Yggdrasil. Write it down.
Ragnar.
Not a bad job.
Can other people go to the garden? Like, can we visit the garden, or like, can the public visit the garden?
During your first stay, during your what we call the exhibition days, you're allowed to wander the upper city and the lower city to your heart's content, so you can see what you missed out on.
Okay, cool. Maybe we'll go take a look.
Once you're done, you're assigned to your job. Please do not leave the lower city or the upper city.
Got it.
All right.
That's it. That's all we have to do.
Yes, enjoy, explore. But once 2 days are up, please visit me again. I can show you around. For your sake, Fenrir and Loki, you must at all times be the power of your role. Make people feel like you are gods. Enjoy yourselves. Don't dream too big.
Got it.
Ragnar is the all god, the greater god. If you are related in any way, you both don't have to worry about, then try to act the role, but don't try and get too familiar. He'll occasionally visit his gods. For you,
Oh, like he might come and visit. He like walks around and stuff. Like
he
we
has
could
done a
talk to
couple
him.
of times. He's very busy in his decoration at the moment.
Oh,
Is Ragnar the All-Father here?
Oh, we don't have an all-father. Ragnar wasn't too fond of the father, so he
Good.
Hmm.
Yeah, fair enough.
It came
Ragnar doesn't
from-
like fathers.
He doesn't. We don't really say. We don't say,
Got
we don't say
it.
the word around here. But yes, enjoy. Oh, for you, garden tender, the tree gets tended to all throughout the day, all throughout the night. When you're dreaming about what to conjure up onto it, please nothing spicy again. It does damage some of the tree.
I'll be careful not to dream up anything spicy for the fucking tree.
Okay. Enjoy the city.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
See you around, or in 2 days, I guess, when we come back to. Yeah.
All right.
Yup,
Okay.
definitely. Goodbye.
Enjoy.
Have a good day.
Next. He calls out to no
Keep your
one.
head down, man. Keep your head down.
Always do.
All right.
Always do.
We're trying to go to an upper city.
What?
I think we start at that tavern.
We have 2 days right before job starts.
We have
so
2
we
days.
can
There's
probably
no
go.
fucking way we're not out of here in 2 days. All right, I'm gonna make that clear.
Yeah, why do we need so long?
If it takes 2 days, I'm gonna start getting a little bit rambunctious in this dream. Okay, there's no way I'm going back to gardening some fucking tree. I just won't do it.
This is an
Alright.
opportunity.
Or what?
We could test any theories we have in
Yeah.
reality here
About the gods?
about anything. If we have assumptions about what poisoned the world tree, couldn't we try it here and see if it actually works?
It's all fake, though. It's all
Well,
based on
the
imagination,
problem
so
is
whatever you
that-
think.
You could
The
think
problem
of
is-
an action, but not the reaction.
I think the reaction is also based upon what you expect
Hmm.
and what Ragnar expects.
This is something that I am happy to loop back around on after we've gotten rid of the Ragnar problem.
Sure.
But
We
I
should
do like
find
I like the thought.
Ash.
Ashlar. I think we go to the
Ashlar.
tavern. Let's
The
ask
tavern.
around.
That guy back there kept talking about the tavern. I think we go to the tavern.
He wants us
Yeah.
to go. Let's go to the tavern first. We
Yeah.
can ask for a friend. We can kind of get the vibe. Also, maybe
Yes, we should at
let's-
least find where that guy is that we are looking for. That we came all the way out here to find
like
first.
you
Make
notice
sure
those
he's safe.
like people walking around don't like they're fake, right? You
They
can.
I
taste
can
weird.
point out to you
Okay.
at this point who is real and
Here's
who
the thing.
ain't.
I don't know if like I just think we should be a little careful what we say where, right? Like you don't know who can hear through them or see through them or whatever, or just don't yell about how you would like to burn everything down or whatever. Do you know?
You're
what I
still in here, right?
say yes.
Draven is going to say telepathically, if it comes down to it and things get bad, try to imagine yourself as the real Ragnar.
I'll say that
It-
to Eldred so she knows too.
We're in a dream. Willoughby is going to dream right now that everyone in our group can hear perpetually, like telepathically to each other.
Okay.
I'm going to cut out the middleman of some hourly rate here.
Go for it.
We're going for an unlimited cell phone plan.
It's more than
That's a 15.
it was
Stolen
for
Dragon.
4 hours. Thank you.
As telepathy is more of a kind of a mental thing in the real world. As you kind of conjure this up, you realize you're kind of hearing what you imagine telepathy to be like, more so than what it actually is. Though you can make things come kind of almost as real as you can feel them here, to create a mind link like that is kind of more magic in the real world.
Okay.
And so you find that, but
Good try.
your telepathy will last 6 hours. If it's an hour, it's already 6-1. So it stays on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
telepathy itself is only working because you're linked in the real world right now.
Interesting.
So this is interesting. I'm trying to like think about now, like knowing how time scale is working here. Like if it's possible to long rest in this place, or what a short rest is like in this place. Now that we're here, is it possible to like kind of infer like how these kinds of things function in the dream?
Yeah.
Or if basically everything is at the mercy of a dream check
Yeah.
to make things happen.
A lot of things will be. But go ahead and roll. Give me a straight just wisdom check.
15.
You can kind of get the idea. Telepathy could be conjured inside, but what it would be is each of you hearing each other and someone could invade that telepathy. It'd be you seeing each other's mouth closed and kind of making it reality. The health and exhaustion of yourselves in here is the health and exhaustion of your minds. It's very mind over matter.
How's that?
Some dogs are chasing after Fenrir.
The dark
Sorry.
side of our fucking head.
I can't help it. I saw. Look, some of those Ragnars look tasty. Okay.
And if you can kind of convince your mental state or your mind that it's healthy, it can be healthy. Meaning that you don't need to rest here. But if you'd like to, you can dream check it. A short rest will be very easy to do. Short rests are easy. You can do short rests whenever you like here. But to do a long rest would be a dream check. But it does also mean you can long rest more than once in a row.
Okay.
And you could do whatever you want with a long rest.
Inferring that, is it possible for Willoughby to simply force his wild-shaped constellation to last perpetually in this dream?
Go ahead and give me a dream check.
That is a 19.
You feel like it's perpetually on. You don't feel the withering despair of it. It remains.
Alright, guys, if we need any easy dreams done, I have a flat 15 to all of them while we're in here from now on. Right on.
Monster. Hell
This is a
yeah.
good place for Willoughby. If only you could imagine he had skin again.
Wilby, do you want to try to pee?
That just made me. No, I don't really want to. No.
We could go to the tavern first and
Let's
not
just go to the
pee on the
tavern.
road. All right. Let's go to the tavern. Let's check it out, yeah?
I'm gonna try imagining myself human-sized again.
Go for it.
I don't know
Give
if I'll.
it another
fit.
go, dude.
I believe.
16. Good lord.
You become a human-sized version of Fenrir.
Oh shit, look at you.
Oh, it
Are
smells.
you just
better
trying
up
to
there.
blend in more, or are you're just weaker?
How in the hells did you think I was gonna get in a tavern that big?
Squeeze.
Imagine. Like,
Oh,
dream
oh,
yourself inside.
Imagine the door bigger. I don't know.
I can get.
I think
It
this is a
seems
better
like an
option, to be
easier-
honest.
Easier to imagine himself smaller, though, than to imagine, like, the entire tavern bigger.
This is a one step. Everything else would be like 2-3
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah,
It's
look. It's not my
okay,
fault you're
just-
not my fault you're tiny.
Hope we don't need that strength.
Efficiency.
But okay.
It's still here. Size isn't everything, Eldred.
You're just as strong now as you were a second ago.
Yes.
Okay.
Think like something powerful, compressed. It can still expand with the same amount of force. It's just easier to move.
All right.
All right.
All right.
As you're kind of passing along the town, you see one woman come over towards you. She steps up to your group. very plain features, hair that comes down in little kind of like spiraling, almost like twirls on each side, pigtails. She goes, "Hello there. Good weather we're having."
Oh, hey. It's nice out today.
"I can't believe the doubtlands are so dangerous at this time."
Ragnar.
As opposed to like a different time.
"We are protected by Ragnar himself."
Yeah, that guy seems great, huh? I'd like to meet him.
"Oh, I do love this lower city. Goodbye," and walks past you.
Are there
so
right,
creepy.
Have
are
that
there right now, Grease?
Do all of you need me to tell you if someone's a Ragnardian, or can you
No, I just
kind of
want to
figure
see
out
how
what the
many
flags were from
like
that?
different lines she could say.
I bet you there's Ragnar, Grease.
Oh shit. Yeah,
think
you
they just
know
have
a guy would come
Ragnar's
in,
face?
right, and make like
I just want to get out of here before I find out how many different Ragnar-based creatures there are.
it's going to be like all of them.
Ragnar Gunder.
It's so gross to
Oh,
say.
shit.
It just
Like
sounds
Ragnar
bad.
Gunder, there'd be like Ragnar Mundbait, whatever. Like,
Ragnar Bait.
ooh.
Where's
Oh, we
the
could have asked her
tavern?
where the
Okay.
tavern was, but she didn't have that line.
As you're walking along looking for it, you can see all the various buildings. Some that are like spirals, almost like a twisted towel. You see some which are very just traditional, how you'd imagine in different towns, though a little larger. The lower city doesn't have as many creative ideas and buildings, and a lot of them seem like they're not even real. When you see some of the characters walk up to them, you see they just almost pass through the doors. And you can see the windows, though open, nothing inside the houses move. There's a lot of fake homes here where these creatures move back and forth, almost to build the immersion of this place. As you're walking around, you realize you didn't get directions and you're looking for it. This building stands out because stood there on a pinprick standing up from the roof going upwards is an upside down building. The roof is kind of curves in a triangular shape straight into the ground, and as it goes up, you can see the wooden kind of rafters in the building, the support pillars going all the way up, and a rocky bottom and the door upside down. The upside down tavern is upside down.
Oh shit. It
Go
is
figure.
what it says, right?
Yeah.
Or this is a trick and that's not it. Think about
That's
that.
a long game. It's probably it though. Like
Probably it.
Yeah, it's probably it. Let's check it out. How do we get in? Is the whole thing literally upside down, or is
Yep.
just the outside of the building's upside down and like
Oh, things
where's the
upside down.
door? All right.
The stairs.
Are there stairs to the door? Do we have
Yeah,
to,
at the
like...
top, going down to the
All
sky.
right.
I'm just gonna go in. You guys, do you need me to help you, or
Yeah,
are you
no,
gonna be?
We can. Let's just get in there.
Yes, I'm gonna dream check to just
Yeah.
walk myself on up through
Yeah.
midair. I guess.
Mhm.
15.
I'll
You-
dream check.
When you imagine
well.
stepping on the stairs, you right onto them. Everything else becomes upside down to you. You can walk up into the tavern.
Oof, natural one. I did not.
You
I feel
attempt
sick.
to walk up into the building, and as you walk forward, you imagine yourself. Okay, what if I was right up wrong? And you imagine yourself upside down, and you fall about 20 feet,
Ow, shit!
and you land, and you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you
Ow!
land on your side.
You okay?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I got a little turned around as I was like thinking about going in. I think I did it too many times in my
Yeah.
head.
Are you good?
I don't. Actually, I think I might have a bruise on my hip now, but I mean,
Try to imagine it not being there.
The bruise?
The bruise.
I was massaging. Okay, I'm going to try to imagine it not being. That's probably not a good use. I should try to just get into the. I'm going to get into the tavern,
Okay.
but first I'm going to think about it. I don't. This shouldn't be that hard.
Can I cast guidance? Oh, I guess it's not even an ability check, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
Is there like a way that I can give like help action on dream technique?
You could help. I mean, you'd have to dream it for them.
I can
Use the
also.
idea.
Does this count? Is that an ability check? Because I can't actually.
Or you could create something that might help them.
Yeah.
I want to imagine a rope just
that.
from here to there where
Go for
the gravity switches halfway.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a dream check.
18.
The rope appears and is at the staircase.
I'm not sure if that was a
Alright.
better idea. I was going to just move right up there. That is smarter.
Try
Okay.
to climb.
You get to about midway and you feel your body lurch as if you're upside down. And you right side up. You can lower
that
yourself
part's
down
scary.
towards Willoughby.
I'll try to climb the rope too.
Yeah, same thing. Up and then
I think I might have vertigo. Alright, I'm okay now.
I'm gonna close my eyes and imagine myself opening the door and walking through.
go for it. Wisdom check.
17.
You feel a door handle. For everyone else, you just see Draven and appear in front of you.
Hey, look at you.
And the
Aye.
tavern opens up.
I like this place.
The tavern itself is spacious, comfortable. And you're walking along and you can see that every bit of furniture is perfectly placed. But it seems mostly empty in here. There's only two people. There's the barkeep, and there is someone sat on their own table, just swirling a drink. The person swirling a drink is a human man, kind of probably middle-aged. You can see he's got a full flowing blonde hair, though.
Can't be Ragnar.
And behind the bar, beautiful wings coming down from their back, you see someone that looks almost like a butterfly person. You see a kind of slight fuzz to their skin, wide yellow eyes, and these beautiful multicolored wings around the back. And she's reaching around, pouring drinks, and then placing them on a tray. And by the time she's finished pouring those drinks, placing on the tray, the drinks on the tray kind of vanish, and she continues doing it again, almost in a repeat. And then she looks up and sees you. Ah, real people.
Oh,
Welcome.
hey. Can we get some drinks?
Sure. Do you want me
Okay.
to create them, or do you want to create them yourself?
Oh. What do you have on offer if you created it?
Ah,
What do most people do?
I don't know. I'm not. There's a reason I'm here. I would probably just.
I
give you
just
some
got here,
ales
so I
that
don't
taste
know
nice.
either.
It's, it's more just not really. I don't drink, so I don't really know what. Imagine what an ale tastes like, I suppose.
Well, then that's a risk. I'm going to imagine for myself just a very, very nice, very dark ale.
Go for it. Dream check.
Something that I've never been able to afford.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
13.
That's enough. You see this dark ale appear. When you take a sip, it's everything you imagined a great ale to taste like. It's smooth, a little bit bitter, but it almost warms you. It's almost dessert-like.
Oh. This is fun.
Well,
I like
Willoughby's-
these.
yes?
Do I need to pay you for my imagined ale?
No, not at all. This is all part of the charade.
All inclusive.
All inclusive.
Oh, that's good. It seems kind of like quiet here, though. Like more people come by later or something. How does it work?
Sometimes, yes, only real people here. That's why it's upside
Oh,
down,
got it.
so that the creations come.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Hmm.
Was this something deliberately made by Ragnar, or was this something that...
No, actually, this is our stretch of little imagination down here. And I don't think he even knows about it, really.
It's pretty cool.
We use it as a chance to
Well,
speak freely.
well, I can tell you, speaking freely right now, that hopefully within the next couple of hours or days, everyone will be out of the dream if we have anything to say about it.
Have you been here a long time?
You see the person sat at the table and look across. You're here to free us.
Have you been here a long time? Now I look at that guy.
He nods his head. About 3 months.
Do you want to come
He gets up and
have a
walks
seat with
over.
us? Have a chat?
And he kind of steps over towards the bar. She goes, okay. What do you mean you're... They haven't worked out how to wake us up yet?
We have some ideas.
We have some of our own ideas, but before we get to that, have you seen anyone named Ashlar?
Yes.
Gonna
in
look
the
at the guy.
stream?
We haven't seen him in some time, though, because he got upgraded to a new job.
Oh, what's his
Okay.
job?
He works in the upper city now. He's building the greatest mosaic to Ragnar.
Oh.
Well, that's helpful.
He's actually how we heard about the dream, so it'd be nice to catch up with him.
He used to be a regular here when it all started.
Yeah, he says the dream is great. So, can we just go to the upper city? Like, we don't do you have to, like, pass a guard or something, or, like, some kind of check, or can we just go there if we feel like it? How
Only
does
if you're
that
on your
work?
exhibition days. They don't allow us to move up
We
there.
are still on our 2 days, so we should be able to go. Do you know, with some sort of general ballpark here, where Ragnar actually is?
Likely in his hall.
Is that something that you can point us in a direction to, or is this more of a conceptual hall?
Wait.
Right there on the hill. The
Oh,
tallest
wait a
one.
minute.
But it's protected by the Titans.
Hold on.
What?
Looks at the dude. You said you've been 3 months.
3 months.
So you were here before Ragnar.
No, 3
Was-
months in here.
Oh, 3 months in here. I got
It's
it.
1 hour in reality to 6 in the dream.
Yeah, okay, I got it. So, do you know of anyone who was here before Ragnar arrived?
Yes? There is one, but again, upper city. We only really knew them in... They were... The split between the upper city and lower city only happened near enough the time that I was put down here. Before
What
that,
happened?
well, he wanted to limit the dreamers.
He wanted to limit the dreamers because they were like messing with his
His vision.
vision.
Yes.
Got it.
It's where
So you were in the
Mm.
upper city and you got kicked down to here?
I was traveling back and forth, but
Hmm.
this was the place to kind of test dreams down here first of all. And then we kind of got split up. There's most people are probably down here in the lower city, but there are some up in the upper city, especially those assigned to gods. There are a couple that were here before he came.
Wait, if you're assigned to the upper city, can you come down to the lower city when you want?
Only if you're a god,
Got it. Okay.
and they don't.
Why not?
Well, they're the most privileged here. They're enjoying themselves.
I don't know. This place seems nice.
For 3 months straight, I've had to create people, tell them what to say, over
Hmm.
and over, trying to find something. And every time I do one that has a bit of depth, it gets destroyed and restarted. We'll have to talk about Ragnar. There are those who were in here beforehand, like your friend was, Ashlar. I spoke of a time where Ragnar was nothing more than a quivering fool. Now he's our worshipping God, powerful being, rules over all of us.
Is this your first time in a dream, or had you come here before, like previously? Before Ragnar, I mean?
I first time.
Hmm.
The butterfly to your side, which is a light elf for those who are from Midgard. She leans across. Not my first time. I've been many times in and out.
Oh.
I came in just after him.
Oh, and then you got assigned to be tavern keeper?
I was never really job assigned until late.
Oh. Like you were...
Well,
So
before
you got
the split, I wandered back and forth fine, and then
Right.
eventually I designed this building, and
That's a good design.
Are you laying?
who are you?
We were told by people in the city that Layan and Gasmiel are in here.
Yes.
I am Lane.
Good to meet you.
I'll turn
So-
to the other. And you?
Well, worker 37 here, but I'm Wern out there.
That's good to meet you both. So, we are able to get into the upper city fine. It's 2 days before our jobs anyway, and
Mm-hmm.
we were assigned to the upper city. So, have people tried to take over, revolt, whatever, previously? And what?
One death. One person was exiled into the doubtlands. And any other rebellious activity. When Ragnar created the Titans, he did so to protect himself fully. I don't know much about them, but his guards monitor the greater dreams. If you try to dream something too great down here, his guards will be aware. Upper City, you have a little bit more leeway, but you still have... If you try something too great, you'll incur his wrath.
What is his wrath? Just going to the doubtlands? He just exiles you right away?
In the worst case scenario. But otherwise, you could be imprisoned. You could have your mind locked in. You could try and break you. He's very powerful.
Does anybody know why he came to the dream? What he was looking to do?
If anyone knows, it'd be up those in the upper city, but his protection wards that he has over his titans make him extremely dangerous. People have tried to get to him, try and wake him up inside, but it's near impossible to find his hall. We've arrived in the Doubtlands a few times when trying it. We all tried to escape once.
Okay.
Are there any Messiah gods here?
She leans across. No. No, there are... He does like some of the soldiers in the upper to wear armor he had seen in what is the place? Between. The place between.
The place between?
Thela?
That is the one. Some of the
Ah.
guards wear strange outfits full of metal.
Oh,
Something he brought back with him, apparently. He loves their architecture.
he's been there.
Apparently so.
Interesting.
He wanted to have castles built early. Castles. Entire buildings built out of stone.
So, in the upper city, So, like, is every single thing scripted, right? People just do the exact same thing every day. You do your job, which is to say whatever, do whatever, and then you go to sleep and you wake up and you do the exact same thing. Is there, like, does he change things ever?
One kind of shakes his head. It's not as some people who are assigned to certain jobs must stick to them day in, day out. Those are usually the ones that revolted. Anyone that went against what he wanted. Those who comply get a bit more freedom, as long as you don't dream too big. In his words, he wishes to create a perfect paradise, and if you go against that, you should be punished.
Does he ever come out of the hall? Do you ever see him? Do you ever, like...
Sometimes for festivals of Ragnar.
Is there any festivals coming up?
We don't get
What's the
told.
schedule like?
We don't know. Sometimes happens.
I hate this guy so much.
The only ones I know that he treats very well are those who create things for him or his gods, if they play the role.
Does he have, like, anyone playing the role of his family or anything? Like, does he have a queen Ragnar or kids or a mom or a dad or something?
No. I think he lives alone with a great jewel.
A jewel?
The jewel, yes.
Like
what
a
kind?
gem.
Like a diamond?
He just speaks of his precious jewel that he keeps inside the hall.
He's living his best life here then. Okay. Jewel.
Well, it seems like our next destination is to go to the upper city. It doesn't...
Yeah.
seem like there's much to be gained from wasting any more time here.
What? If you fight back against him, he may punish everyone.
Has he done that before?
That's when job assignments came in. That's when the separation came in. It all came after we rebelled.
So he came... Sorry, I want to make sure I understand. So he comes in and he's like, hello, everybody, I'm Ragnar. My dream is the best. And then people are like, I don't love it.
Yeah,
And he just took over?
I believe so.
Okay.
It's hard to say. His dreams are so powerful, even if they aren't... Kind of looks around a little bit paranoid. Even if they aren't so creative. He can manifest great things.
Okay. So he just really wants everyone to think he's pretty cool, like he's the best. Is that like what the main focus is of all the dreams? Is there anything else we should know about like how to act or etc.?
Do not insult him in public.
Okay.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, judging by the condition of the management beyond this dream, the Amanita that are actually figuring out this whole thing in the real world, if we don't solve this now, you're all doomed for the rest of eternity to live inside this dream. So there is not going to be a second punishment after this. It's either we deal with this now or everyone's doomed. So I would say probably the best thing you could do down here is try to get as many people, actual people in this dream, into this tavern where they're somewhat separated by Ragnar and his various creations, so that when stuff really starts to go down and we actually escalate, they're not punished or sent to the doubtlands or etc. I'd start mobilizing on that if I
Now?
were you.
Like when you leave?
I'd probably say when we leave
Yeah.
this down here.
Warren, you said your name was,
Warren.
right? I have a question for you. If you are like making people and stuff, can he like hear through them, see through them? Like, do you know what I mean? If I
No,
see
they're
like
my
them walking
creations.
around, okay. Can you hear and see through them?
No.
Oh.
No. I in fact, I forget most of them when I make them. Fleeting dreams and all that, but no,
Sure.
He just wanted the lower city populated. And at first I created many, and then he said they were too similar, and now I have to
Oh,
think
we
of
met
new
a lady who
features.
asked about the weather. She said it was nice weather and stuff like that.
And looks down shyly. One of the earlier ones. They get more complex, I swear.
No, she seemed nice. I don't know. She seemed good.
All right. Well, it's the problem is right now is that most of us have just accepted our fate. You're bringing this to us. Sorry if we don't seem ecstatic. We just don't. How
No,
can
it's
anyone stand up
okay.
against him? He nullifies dreams of others. He's so powerful behind those
Is it-
titans.
Okay, I have another question. I'm sorry for so many questions. I just want to make sure I understand how everything works. So, have people tried? Once he separated everything, right? And now he's in the hall with the Titans. Has anyone tried to get to him since then?
Yes,
And what they like?
that's when the
They
man died.
dreamed I'm there, and then he's like, "No, you're not." Like how?
It's very hard to get inside his hall. The titans are defenders.
Okay.
They can repel dreams.
Oh shit. Okay.
It is his greatest defense. Maybe if someone was imaginative enough, they could do it. But right now, the two insurrections I've been a part of were earlier, and the third led to that man dying. When those that came in to shut him down. Similar to how I imagine you've come in. We've seen it before. He can't be beaten.
Is there anyone we should talk to in the upper city who might be able to help us out with anything up there? I'm gonna look at the light elf. You have somebody else in here, right?
What do you mean, sorry?
Wasn't there was? They said there were two.
Dwarf named
The dwarf.
Gazmil.
He's in the upper city. They separated us.
Oh,
You can seek him out. Otherwise, there is a guard, Bryce. He didn't join us on the second insurrection, but in the first one, he was strong-willed.
what was his name?
Bryce.
Brias.
We see him guarding the wall sometimes. I think he's just on a patrol around the upper city.
Have you ever heard the name Ares? That's her name, right? The kid.
That was
Or we think it was a kid.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
We'll gather who we can. What
Do
can we
you
do
happen
anything
to know what Shar's job is?
Which ones? Shah's?
Ashlar?
Ashlar.
Oh, Ashlar.
You said
Ashlar.
mosaic or
Yes,
something? You said?
he's building the greatest mosaic to Ragnar at the moment.
Oh, right.
He's a painter.
Yeah.
Well, you've been very helpful.
Yeah.
I'd start following through on getting people in
Yes.
here if I were you, because I would say we're not going to be wasting much time.
Yes. All right.
I'm going to imagine a pile of 100 platinum on the counter.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and do a dream check.
20.
It starts
Dirty.
piling over and falling over the. Oh.
Thanks for your help.
She kind of smiles and then. Wish I could bring this out, but
Yeah.
Don't we all, right?
just kind of picks up a handful of it. Well, we'll start gathering people. And if you do get caught, please don't mention we were involved.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Good luck.
All right.
Okay. You see as they
Shall
both
we?
kind of slip into the back area and they start talking.
If we know where we're going, you might as well imagine going straight to the upper gate. Right. And so Wilby's going to look to the others. If you'd all like, I can try to just bring you with me and cut out some of the possible issues with dreaming individually, or you can
Go
wing
where?
it
Just
yourself. But I'm
to the
going to the
upper
upper
city?
gates.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to imagine myself to look like how I've been told hell looks with a half skeleton.
Okay. Roll a gene check to see if the skeletal appearance.
12?
You manage to kind of get a part of it, and you realize that you haven't really thought about how everything would look, and you realize it does look a little bit hazy. There's part of you that looks like it almost becomes more like you've painted on skeleton, kind of like paint and like almost like a Halloween outfit than it does actually showing you looking through your body and everything.
Never mind. I'd shake and go back.
It's a nice try.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, well, she's pretty creepy.
Wilby's going to try to take everyone to the upper gate.
Okay. How are you imagining you do that?
He's just going to, imagine just walking out the front door and the gate will just be there. Like there have been doors before that he's taken in this place, like leaving the interview room where he just opens the door and it deposits him in the middle of another hall.
Sounds good.
Except this time, directly in front of the passageway into the next
Okay.
threshold.
Yeah. With a 19, as you open the door, you see as you kind of step down the stairs, you recognize that the inner gate is right next to you. It's closed off, and a few of the Ragnar guards are stood in front of it. Some people walking behind you, and you realize you're at the top of this long staircase that goes up towards it. And you see the guards slam down their spears. One looks towards you. Welcome to the upper city.
Hiya! Here for our 2-day trial period. Taking a look around.
You may. And then the door just opens.
That's great. Let's go.
Hi.
As you walk past each one of you, welcome to the upper city. Welcome to the upper city.
Nope.
As you're kind of walking past them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Unlike the
As
lower
you were.
section, yeah, they don't even like react to it. Just go, welcome to the upper city. Again to you. As opposed to the lower portion, this one seems to be a lot more designed for dreams. Right in the center is a tall tree. Bigger than most trees you've ever seen before, but for you, Willoughby, this is tiny in comparison to Yggdrasil. This is what someone coming from a forest might think is a big tree. It's twice the size of a normal tree. And you can see that it spawns all manner of fruit and food. There's bread growing off of it. There's apples and oranges, things close to bananas. You've even got some meat that's growing off of it in different portions. But just all manners of fruit are bearing, all manners of food are bearing onto the on the branches.
Is that bread and meat growing on that tree?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't checked carefully, but I'm pretty sure Yggdrasil does not grow meat off of the branches.
Tree of life.
I would hope it doesn't. I'm going to just embrace the reality where Yggdrasil does not grow meat.
You'd also see
Imagine
someone
the smell.
ladder up against it, picking some of the food into a basket that seems to never end. And then you can see all the different streets that shoot off from this center area, where the grass in the garden stops growing, and it gives way to pavement. You see a street filled with statues all the way down, maybe a good 60 of them. All these just various statues going along on both sides of the street. One end is a marketplace, almost endless, multi-story marketplace that kind of goes up in layers and layers and layers, about 15 layers of just tents, people walking on the top of other tents that kind of walk on the top of other tents, and you can see it just kind of piles on top of each other. All these different kind of fake characters and also a lot of humans. Or mortals, real people. You see another inn, which kind of stands as a large... One of the only ones that actually looks exactly like the inn outside in the town you just came from, Svepir. That's on a corner near Ragnar. You see, in the distance, some boats sailing across a great lake, fishing inside of it. Over down one street as well, you see a great menagerie and almost a zoo of animals and creatures, and people going there to pay visits to it. And then down the end of one street where other homes are kind of depicted, you see a great stage and an open kind of almost like an amphitheater. And finally, just beyond the tree, where the road leads up towards the staircase, and beyond that staircase that heads up to the Great Hall, you'd see another hall, a lesser hall, the Hall of the Gods. It goes back quite far. On the opposite side of the road to it, Ragnar, where you can see many of the guards of Ragnar head into, almost just marching in 2 by 2. But in front of that staircase, built upon a great stone slab, you can see a painter painting a great mosaic. The glass almost appearing on the stone itself.
That's our guy, I think.
Yeah, do you want to go say hi?
Who's gonna do the talking?
We'll walk up.
Okay. Painting away is a kind of a handsome brown-haired man, clean-shaven, a little bit skinny, very sweet blue eyes, very wide eyes, but kind of heavy set. You can see he's got his hair kind of tied up in a small little ponytail at the back. And he's painting with just waving a hand over. You see glass appear and you can see the kind of drawings built into it. And he's trying to design this mosaic. Stood on kind of a series of stairs, almost built like a ladder. And then you can see him kind of weave the glass into the stone mosaic tile patterns. Damn. It seems mostly unfinished. At 10% of it on the kind of the lower end, almost like a puzzle where someone's just started by doing the outside. Kind of climbs down.
Have you done all of this? That's really good. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I just was impressed by this. It's so pretty.
Oh, Loki.
Oh.
Fenrir. Kind of bows down to both of you.
That's okay, not yet.
And Idrisu?
Sure. Hey, what's your name?
I'm Ashlar. A great
Ashlar.
painter.
Very good.
Yes, I'm just trying to... don't really know what to make yet. Ragnar just asked me to make something that he'd like.
Oh.
So
I didn't tell you, He just said to make something I would like.
It's kind of a test.
Oh.
It's a test to see if I can
It's
remain in the
really
upper
good.
city.
Well,
Yeah, if only you could see the future, huh?
what,
Yes.
how do you do that? Like, you're not, it's like painting, but it's not, you're just,
Well,
pretty
I
good.
try a few things at the moment. It was meant to be a mosaic. Then I tried glass, and I've tried just traditional painting. I can't do the statues. That's a different thing. I don't know. I just imagine it to be there, and I kind of try and picture it in my mind, but I can't get the hands right, and I can't get the feet right, and I can't... Faces go...
that's,
Listen,
Right,
Ashlar,
and-
between you and us, we just gotta check this real quick, okay? And I wanna, as will be, kind of create a zone of like silence around us where sound can't escape beyond Willoughby and our group and Ashlar.
Okay. Do a dream check.
I want to try to make a quiet zone. That's a nat 20.
Hey.
The net 20, you just
Oh no!
My
create the perfect zone of silence around you. You see, it's almost bubble. Nothing from the outside comes in. Nothing goes out.
We've been looking for you,
Not in a
Ashlar.
weird
Pretty
way.
creative.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at this. Anyways, this is going to sound a little bit sudden, but we pretty much just have to cover this so we know exactly what speed we're going here. Do you or have you ever had any kind of relation with any of the Fates?
The Nords. Do you know?
The Nords? Thank you.
Yes.
Here's the deal, Ashlar. I'm going to level with you because we don't have a lot of time, and I know that everyone here is trapped in this kind of Ragnar world, right? Do you like it here?
Of course not.
Okay, great. We talked to your sister. That's how we knew that you
I
were
don't have a
here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, like, wait. You don't, you mean
No, I do have a
outside-
sister.
Okay. That's
Wait,
weird. I'd
insight
say-
check.
Yeah.
weird insight check that. That is a nat 1, so it doesn't matter. Wilby's riding on the high of that nat 20 right
Yeah,
before.
you realize you're kind of distracted by how good your kind of zone
So
is.
good at dreams.
People kind of like walk past, and you realize that you can even let in tiny bits of sound and like absorb it to yourself. And you realize it's such a creative little device, like a bubble, that you kind of didn't even get to read his face when he said that. Yes, you spoke to my sister. What did she say?
Yeah, your sister, what is her name again? I just forgot.
Where did you meet her?
The tip of my tongue. You know, she always is, right?
Idna?
What's the deal? Did you forget the sister's name? You
No,
kidding
I'm
me right now?
I'm just making sure that you're not.
Wilby's talking to Lena.
Yeah, I'm
in
gonna
that
say
one,
in
he's
my head.
talking to Lena right now.
I'm gonna say in my head, mostly because I can't find it in my notes, as I need to remember the sister's name.
It was Idna. Idna's her sister's name. I remember.
Okay, yeah. All right, Ashlar, I feel like we need to take it maybe down a little further, right? And let's just be real here right now. I feel a
Okay.
little sketched out by you at the moment, but that's okay because maybe we're just a little
Sketched out by
sketched
you?
out by us. Are you sketched out by us? Why?
Because you've all approached me and you put me in this. Is this a Ragnar thing?
Oh, sorry, no, it's
This is
not.
a me
Actually, here's the
thing.
deal.
Who are you? Who are any of you?
Do you
my
know,
God.
have you met my friend Braggy? You met Braggy? Do you know him? Do you know my friend?
No?
Really?
Oh my God.
Ashlar, you're going to have to tell us something, otherwise we're never going to get anywhere.
Can I touch his forehead? And I went to touch his forehead, and then I went to dream
Just boop him.
images into his mind of all of the relevant like memories
Smart.
he needs to see to show that we've experienced this and
Okay.
why specifically we're here.
Okay. Go ahead and do a dream check.
Oh God. 13.
You, as it's kind of just you're kind of imagining and creating this imagery, you can't actually like enter his mind, but you create almost this like slideshow of kind of images in front of his eyes that flick, and he kind
Yeah.
of depicts it, and you see that
Mhm.
he sees Braggy, and he comes.
As Draven does that, I'm going to look like Braggy, then I'm going to look like Sister. It's like a low trick I can do,
Uh-huh.
right?
Who would do that? Seems counterproductive.
You know Braggy.
Yeah.
You know Braggy. Okay. So you're not.
Yeah, he's a little weird.
You're not.
I mean, he's nice, but he's a little
You
weird.
are real.
We're
Yeah,
real
do you,
people.
here, like, poke me. Go ahead.
Oh,
we
no,
came
that doesn't
here
work.
to find
Oh, shit.
you because we wanted to ask you things about the Nords.
Yeah, really, we just wanted to talk to you about the Norns. Braggy said we should find you, and then we got here. Then we were looking for you, and now
Are
here
we
we are.
being subtle to him? And I'm totally speaking past him.
Yeah.
I need to know because we are dancing around him.
I don't think Willoughby's being subtle at all. He's made
Okay.
a big bubble.
Hey, by the way, fates are gone. Looking for him. Can you help us or not?
The
You want to
fates are
get
gone.
out of here? Yes. And you
Like,
are
which Norn
wasting
did you
our
know?
time.
Heard stories that you had relations with one of them.
Yeah, basically, we would like to
How
talk
did
to the
Braggy have
Norns
told you that?
because he was trying to tell us how to find. He was like, "Oh, talk to Ashlar because he said that he knew the Nords. He always knew when
We're
I was
such
coming
a
to
big
visit."
deal, man. Now just tell us what we need to know, and we'll get you out of here.
Like, can you get a hold of them?
Not them.
Her?
Of course, I can get hold of her.
Oh. So if like we get you out of the dream, could you try to call her or whatever? And
You're gonna laugh. Sister, huh? Clever. She sent you
Oh,
in
you
here.
gotta be.
What?
what?
I mean, that's her. That's the dandy.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, I'm
God
so
damn it.
angry right now. This is so
Oh,
typical.
we could have. I'm
I
sorry.
should have known.
Back it up. Hold on, Ashlar, because I'm having a little bit of a
What's
thing
happening?
in my head right
What?
now. Are you saying that you don't have a sister? That was her, and we could have just asked her? We should still come to save you?
Well, I imagine she planned for that. Yes, that's Idna, as we call her in the
Idna.
town.
When did we meet Idna?
She
Wait,
was the
Norn?
barkeep.
The day.
Wait,
the day
hold on.
We went in.
How come you're going to the dream all the time if you have like your? What is she like? Your girlfriend? What is your You don't have to tell me the particulars. I just haven't gone to the dream.
I'm so mad right now. I'm just so tired.
I feel a little
Of the
tension
things.
right here.
That
I've
last
got to
session, then?
admit.
Yes.
Did Draven meet her? Because Draven left.
Draven, you walked out to do something.
Yeah. I don't think he talked to her.
Yeah, you weren't there because you departed to. I don't remember what you were doing. You
I went to go. I
yeah,
went
you
to go break
do
the
like
people
the
out.
form of dread to like talk
Yeah.
to.
You went to
Yeah,
speak to the-
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Circus.
That's because that makes sense. Because like Draven didn't meet her, and I wonder.
Yes.
I wonder if that would have triggered the celestial thing.
She's. I mean, she was prisoned.
It hurts my soul a little bit, but it is okay. Okay.
But she's
Oh,
given
I
up my
thought they're gonna
fuck.
be gone when we come out of here too.
She quit her job.
Okay.
Well, they lost.
Wait, when?
They lost their power.
What do you
Wait,
mean
what?
they
When?
lost
Oh.
their power?
She would only visit
That's
me
why.
occasionally. I don't know that we built a bond. And I mean, to answer your question, why would I go into the dream? I don't know. We have. I miss her terribly, but we have our whole lives together now. I just wanted some creativity so I could come out there with some ideas to give us a real go of things in the world. I was hoping I'd come in here and create beautiful pieces of art and go out and replicate them when I'm in the real world and, I don't know, give us a greater life.
Did they explain how they lost their powers?
When did she lose them?
Why are we even talking to him? We can just ask her.
All
Oh,
right.
we have to get out first.
Seems
Well, just
rude.
in case they're gone when we come out, God knows.
Do you think she would leave him?
I have dealt with enough
You should've.
celestial beings at this point to
Okay.
not take that
Hang on.
chance.
Let's maybe not talk about Ashlar right in front of him. Ashlar,
Why?
when did this happen? That she came to you, lost her.
She- months?
Okay.
And something maybe longer. She came to me months ago saying it was all over now. She didn't need to go away anymore.
Oh.
At
There was
first,
So
never
here's the
anything,
thing.
no more details than that. Just it's all over.
it doesn't make sense to me, so I don't really pry too much. Besides, she says she likes the fact that I don't care.
Oh, well, that's sweet. Okay, here's the deal.
She's
Sorry,
normal now.
what?
You don't. If you're sent by the gods or anything, she doesn't have
Oh,
to do
no,
that
we
job
weren't.
anymore.
No, it's
We're just trying to ask questions.
All right.
We would like to just ask her a few questions. That's all we wanted.
Okay.
But in order to do that, we need to get out of here.
Oh, we
So
can't do
that's
that. No,
step
we're trapped.
one. Oh, we're getting. Don't
We're
worry
getting
about it. We're
out
going to get out.
today. Ashlar,
So-
we're going to send you somewhere safe to wait it out. And hopefully in the next day you will
How
be awakened.
how often do you talk to Ragnar? Do you interact with him a lot? What's his deal?
Not
What
since,
can you tell us about
Not
it?
since the split. Not since the. He was really upset about that person.
Which person?
The
What
one who tried to
happened?
fight back. There was a group of people that came in to fight against Ragnar and to break us free. And it's strange because I don't remember the person's name. But one of the people that came in, he imagined some pretty nasty things and attempted to attack Ragnar, hoping to destroy him from the inside, and he sent him to the Doubtlands. We remember the punishment, just don't remember the person.
That's
Strange.
okay.
Is there a possibility that person's still alive in the Doubtland?
No, all that's in the Doubtlands is the prison of Ragnar's fear and hope and whatnot. That place is
Okay.
cursed. You know about Ragnar's Titans, yes?
Yes,
Yeah.
we've heard about them, and I guess seen them in the distance.
Yes. They protect him ever since he split his personality.
I'm sorry, he what?
That's the split. His personality.
Wait, is he his personality is the Titan? The Titans are him?
Well, the Titans are joy, safety, and glory. He tore those aspects out of himself, imagined what they'd be like, and used them as
He
defenses
seems like
against
a
himself.
treat.
And then he threw away his lesser portions, his fear. He disposed of into the Doubtlands. He got rid of his
Joy,
failure. And he got
Safety.
joy, safety, and glory,
And he got rid of fear, failure,
and doubt.
and doubt. The hell is left?
So what does he still have within himself?
Ego, mostly. He's...
Yeah.
I knew him when he came in.
Oh, did you?
He was lovely. For the most part. A bit weird, a bit strange, but who isn't in these dreams? But he wasn't too far away from my dream.
Did he say why he came in? Do people even do that? I don't know. Say oh,
Most
this
people
is why
keep to
I'm
themselves.
here.
But we'd be friendly if we're conversing. Sometimes he'd give me ideas, and he could manifest so much. But he never had good ideas. He was always plain. For someone with such a lack of imagination, he can imagine. It was just someone who could cook only one thing, but he could cook it perfectly. He could manifest those powerful dreams. But they'd be so plain. And he
How
would
did he?
he would help others. We'd give him the ideas and he would create them, and then he became kind of a friend to many in here. We saw this sad, lonely man suddenly a little bit happy. He was creating for us, and then I don't know, there was a sadness that weighed over him.
You never talked about someone at any point named Erase?
Yes.
Do you know who that was to him?
No, we don't ask questions about the past. But he'd sometimes let it slip about this person, yes. Many people have grief coming into here. I'm probably fortunate in that mine is just insecurity, but many others have other grief that they want to escape from.
So, he helped people make things, right? To make their dreams better. And how did he wind up in charge of things? Like taking over? He didn't like what people were doing with his things, or
He learned he was the only one that could see the spores. He has a different connection to the spores than we do. It's as if a symbiosis. And when he learned that, he learned he could do greater things than anyone else. He learned he could manifest dreams faster, quicker, more dangerous, greater. And it all kind of started when the first few people woke up after he had entered. Others that he'd become friendly with. He didn't like the idea of us leaving. He was scared that he would be stuck alone in this dream. Even though others would come in, he would fear losing others to never see them again. All he wanted to do was spend his time in the dream, and so he imagined extending it. Everyone. To manipulate someone else's mind here is impossible, really. But he could do it.
So that is why no one can wake themselves up, like those who would be able to do that, because he's just dreaming that you can't.
He can.
And it's overruling.
Yes. We're hoping that.
Because he doesn't want to be abandoned.
Wait a minute. But if he never comes out of his hole, then are they all alone anyway?
He rarely comes out of there now. He's decorating.
Are there people in there with him?
No.
Like,
He's happy to be. He speaks about things as if centuries at a time. You can live here for hundreds of years, it feels like, before your body might die on the outside, and he believes we might be able to transcend here as well. Keep our minds separated from our bodies. Even after the body dies, perhaps a remnant of you can remain here. So he's seeing reality now, not so much as a string, but as a rope. He doesn't feel as lonely because he doesn't see us leaving. But that's our plan. That's my plan was go along with it, appease him,
sure.
and then ask to be set free. It's a good plan.
But you are never able to talk to him?
I haven't figured that bit out, but it could come soon.
Do you know if anybody has been able to talk to him recently? Like, forever, I guess.
The festival that happened a few weeks ago.
And
Said
when is
not
the
one.
next festival?
It was a spontaneous thing. I'll speak to him as soon as this mosaic is finished.
Yeah, sure.
Then he'll come and see it.
And
How long have you been working
when's
on
this
this
going to be
mosaic?
finished?
I got the job about 3 months ago.
Did you have to
Listen.
do an interview?
No, I was here before that. He assigned me
I
a
was
job
just
straight off.
Ashlar, how would you feel about us just kind of winging a mosaic and saying that it's done so that we can kind of get your position's not going to matter after today, because after today you're going to be out of here.
what's
We can at least use this to get him out of his little
what's the
hideout.
mosaic look like? What is depicted so far?
It just seems that the colors of like clouds around and grass on the ground. He hasn't built any of the people in the middle.
So Ashlar, here's the thing. Like, we had to do this weird interview, which I was not prepared for at all. And it
Yeah.
was a bunch of questions that were like, I don't know, what god do you think you're like, whatever. And then it was like multiple choice of like, if your spouse ran away with Ragnar, what would you do? Would you kill your spouse, kill Ragnar, be excited because you were second to Ragnar, right? So like, you just need to really celebrate him in this mosaic and make him seem totally awesome.
I know, but
And
I don't know how to do that. I
Oh
don't know how
my
to-
god,
maybe-
you lie.
Yeah, like what are all the coolest...
No, I know how
when
to.
you-
No. I know how to lie. I just don't know how to depict him like that. It's. I
I'd
don't
like to.
understand.
I'd like to dream of Ragnar flexing 1 foot on a rock, wearing a flowing loincloth with a shining sword and a crown, and tiny depictions of gods praising Ragnar and dancing around in a mosaic across this wall.
Can Wilby
Okay.
add like a beautiful scenery to this as well, and we'll just kind of workshop this as a group to speed up this fucking.
Draven has
Sure.
been thinking about this since you spoke to this man.
Okay.
He has not spoken because he wants this done.
You can both roll your dream checks.
Let's go.
21.
15 for me.
21.
Your 15 comes out a little less beautiful than you imagine, because it's mostly you don't want to overstep on what Draven has now masterfully created in the center. You can see as Ragnar appears and everything you designed lies flat across the stone. And he looks at it.
Does that help you at all? Like,
Look,
come
you
up
did
with
it.
Ideas?
There
Well,
you
let's
go.
call
brilliant.
Ragnar.
Do you think he would like it?
Yes.
Sure.
Love it.
I think he's going to like anything that celebrates him, right? That
But
makes him...
truthfully, I think he imagined you never finishing this.
He wants you to... He wants
Stuck on
everyone
this
to
forever
stay,
here.
right?
But now we've gotten around it. You're done.
I'm done. Huh. I'm done. All right. How do we call him? I've got an idea. A horn. A great horn that only he could hear.
Yeah. Right.
Boy.
Probably not in this bubble, though.
Do we have Ashlar here call Ragnar and then we send Ashlar to the tavern so he's not in harm's way? Or do we just let him
Yeah, sure.
stay?
I need us to confirm something for me again.
Yes.
Are we
It's Raven.
fighting Ragnar?
I
trying
would
to talk
say
to
there's
him
not
first.
many other choices.
I think we can...
He
try
seems
to-
like he's just a sad, weird man.
I think we should try to talk to him first, but if it doesn't go well, then we are going to have to fight him. We need to get these people free, right? Like, we can't...
If it's him or the lives of everyone else in here, it's
Yeah.
him. As sad as that is, I say we give talking one try and then we go ahead and escalate to the next step.
Yeah, I think that's less about
Actually-
morality and more about can we manage it in a place that he has such control over.
I mean, if he is as
Do
strong...
as you wish. I'll
As,
follow.
if he is as strong as Ashlar says, perhaps talking is a good first option if he's
Well,
so
there's-
strong at dreaming.
He got rid of all his
Chaos,
weakness.
this-
His weakness is trapped
Oh?
in the doubtlands.
Can we
Figure
go
this
to
out.
And I
Doubtlands
was
and,
about
like,
to say, it
untrap
sounds like
his
there's some
weakness?
things in the Doubtlands that we could do well to go and collect.
I have a question for you,
True.
Ashlar. I'm sorry, and to keep asking you so many questions.
Of course,
so
but
the
can we
Titans,
just to interrupt you? If you do call him, please let me go
yeah,
and say you
don't-
took me kidnapped. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
You
I
Well,
think
maybe
my
hold
idea-
on calling him for now. Wilby's now thinking about the collecting things from the Doubtlands.
yeah. So I want
There's
to.
nothing stopping us from
So
finding
How-
his
you said he-
weakness.
separated himself, right? So the Titans are joy and safety and glory. Then the other ones are failure and etc. Doubt
Yes.
and fear are in the Doubtlands. So
Just outside the bubble, you see a large snake come up and begin talking outside, talking towards all of you.
shit.
I'm gonna go outside.
I'm gonna say in my
Is there a
head,
way that Wilby
to
could
them.
make it so sound can come into the bubble but not?
Yeah, because you
you
rolled a
can
nat
dream
20.
it, you can be it.
You rolled a nat
Well,
20.
we will
You can
do
already
that.
edit that. That's fine.
Yeah, we can.
Absorbs it in. As you step out, Draven, you can all hear.
Yeah.
And you say, "Oh, it looks great. It looks actually fantastic. I can't believe you finished it already. I thought that would take you so many years." And looks towards you. "Are you Fenrir?"
I am, and you are.
Bows its head, the snake. Jormungandr.
Ah, I had a feeling.
Yeah. Well, is Ashlar ignoring me?
No, Ashlar is consulting.
Just wanted to say it looks great. Think Ragnar will love it.
I promise I'll let him know.
Alright, well, good to see you, brother.
You too, brother.
Excited to have you here. It's great.
How long have you been here?
Oh, pretty much since the start.
It is a magnificent place.
Oh, he would like that. He would like that a
He
lot.
fucking cringes hard.
Trees can't cringe.
Well, we have a great.
You're
here.
gonna see some wild shit if he can't cringe. Then it's some horrible new thing only a tree could do.
In this world, he can cringe.
He has one little leaf and it just quivers.
Well, come on by the hall if you ever wanna, get some drinks, hang out. It is great, really great. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll let you get back to it. And he kind of slithers away, heads back towards the staircase, towards the hall. Ashlar's like,
Okay. Sorry, I was trying to ask, like,
yeah, sorry.
I guess nobody knows how he did that or anything. All I'm saying is, like, what if we found his failure and we freed it, killed it, whatever, and then it went back into him, and now he can fail.
That means going
and
through
then
the
he
doubt
has
now.
Bringing his failures and weaknesses back to him sounds like
That's
something we can do in a dream, and maybe a little bit easier than going toe to toe with all of the best parts of him.
That's what I'm
as
saying,
things
right?
are. Plus, I'm not convinced that the person he exiled to the Doubtlands that seemed to cause him so much trouble is actually dead. You can imagine things perfectly fine in the Doubtlands. We've done it.
Were we told that that person was dead on the outside?
I don't believe so.
One
There was
person
a
did wake up
who woke up,
There was
without
the one
any mind.
who was the.
and he said it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare, and then he died.
Yeah, but that
That
wasn't
was
the one that was
someone sent
exiled. That
into
was a
hell?
separate person.
Or that
there
was
one
just a
person that
person?
was killed. There was one person that was exiled, right, Joe? Or did I just mishear that?
You
I think-
misheard a little bit. The idea is if you die in here, you'll wake up and your body will be, your mind will be broken in the real world. So for someone to have died here means that that's happened outside.
Well, I know that one died, but I thought I also heard you say one was exiled to the Doubtlands. Are those the same thing? Is being
Same thing.
exiled?
Was the idea, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I still believe that our best bet, to at least make this a little bit easier for ourselves, is to at least investigate the Doubtlands. I've been there now multiple times, and I believe it wouldn't be too difficult to come back if things get bad.
Yeah.
Seems like exile's not that hard to undo.
Yeah, just make doors.
Just make doors. As far as I'm concerned, making doors is at least something I can do quite readily right now.
We could even just make a door to the failure, right?
I think
Specifically?
the thing that I am concerned about is if it's just, no, I don't know. I don't know how to say this, sorry. If I am going to split off parts of me, right? And I'm going to make some of them super strong. I feel like I'm not really saying this right. I'm so sorry. Like, if the titans that are here are not something we could easily fight, it's not necessarily true that they would be easy to fight. Like, I would make them all the same if I was doing it. I
Who's
guess
to
is
say
what
we
I'm
have to
saying.
fight the ones in the Doubtlands? All we have to do is give them the way to come back here.
And then release them here in the city.
Release
and
them
then-
on the Titans. Take out two birds with one stone, walk right in.
I like it.
It's the best bet
I have
we
no
have other
better
than
idea.
walking in right now.
Exactly.
So it's deciding which front we want to fight on, mainly.
You've been to the Doubtlands?
We have?
I have not.
All I've seen
Why,
is a couple
just-
of discarded dreams go out there. There's one.
What?
A bear and an owl. Combined.
A bear and
An owl bear?
Ferocity.
owl bear, you mean?
Like a...
Could be. I don't know what we'd call it. You have a name for it already?
Yeah, I think you'd just call it
A
like
ball.
a bear, owl, bear, you know?
Huh.
One of those things.
Well, I saw that thing get pushed out there. It was terrifying.
I think the thing that I don't love about... I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just saying that the thing I don't love about this is... I feel like we don't have a chance to talk to him then. Because it's like, hey, we just fucked up your shit and let your,
Well,
you know, shit
as
loose
much as
on the
I
city.
love talking to people, you know me, I love talking to people. It seems like if we give Ragnar the opportunity to know that we are here and what we intend to do, he is going to very easily, by the sounds of things, dispatch us, and that'll be the end of it.
True.
If we bring his doubts and weaknesses back to him, it won't kill him, so to
But it
speak. It'd be
might
simply
hurt.
returning it back to his hole.
It could just start to get to him mentally and make it easier to talk.
And coming from already having been to the Doubtlands, I can tell you it's a lot easier to get to there than it probably is to get to Ragnar, considering every time I've tried to get to Ragnar, I've arrived in the Doubtlands.
Draven, what do you think? You're quiet.
I don't think that we have considered the notion that Ragnar himself is someone in trouble.
That is, I think,
And
what
we
my
have
concern is.
avoided the notion that we could, if we care so much about saving people, shouldn't we focus on saving instead of considering one versus many? Aren't you all the ones who have told me time again to save everyone we can?
We're going to try to do, yeah. But
I
this
don't-
gives us our greatest chance.
I don't know how far we will try before we give up on Ragnar and focus on the other people here. Because at this point, technically, we have all of our information. So Ashlar is no longer more valuable to us if we're thinking logically.
Yeah. But now
As
we're just
far
trying
as
to
I'm
save people and get
concerned-
ourselves out.
The main issue now is that if we want to try to save Ragnar, either way we need the opportunity to talk to him. Currently we have no leverage to push him towards any kind of actual platform for discussion. He's in a position of far greater power than any of us by the sounds of things. We bring his weakness to him, at least we have the chance to. If he then declines any kind of diplomatic resolution, then I would prefer to be able to leave here alive. I don't know about the rest of you, than die trying to save someone who's already evidently too far gone to save. I'd like to sound like the kindest, most gentle person I can be, but at the end of the day, self-preservation is an interest to me. I don't know about the rest of you.
Would someone bringing your weaknesses to you make you any way amenable to speaking to them?
That is what I was
It's
trying
the
to
only
say.
way,
Thank you,
without
Draven.
bringing his weakness to him, perhaps he's not speakable to begin with. Perhaps
You want to
would-
be
within that
human.
weakness is the weakness to actually let other people in to discuss with them in the first place.
He needs to be vulnerable to actually get to him.
His
Not in a threatening way, but to
vulnerabilities-
just get to any feeling in him other than defending his ego.
I understand what you're saying, Draven, and I truly do. But it does sound to me that any kind of window we have to discuss with him is only going to be made if we go to the Doubtlands and bring
the window to him.
I will trust your judgment, but I am not the one trying to leave here on a timetable. Lead on.
So should I call him? Do you want to speak to him first?
I think we hold off speaking for now. We could
I don't
always.
think we're ready.
I don't think we're ready, and I don't think there's much of a difference between talking to him now or talking to him at least once we've confirmed where these weaknesses in the Doubtlands are.
I mean, I
Is-
suppose the worst thing that could happen is he sends us to the Doubtlands, and then we just
And we just
try that.
there.
But
True, that was the worst. To be clear, Ragnar never overtly killed anyone. Correct? He simply sent them to the Doubtlands.
Why would he? He wants people to stay in a dream, right?
Yeah, he's.
Like,
I don't even know if he meant to kill the one he sent to the Doubtlands. I mean,
maybe
because the
he's
problem
just
is, if someone wakes up in the real world, then it might cause, kind of gestures his hands to all of you. It might cause some more concern out there. People start dying. The humanity might start trying greater measures.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that. But if we want to give it a try and just risk the possibility of exile, which
No, it's
at this
fine.
point-
We can go to the Doubtlands. You all are very confident. Conversation has never been our strong suit. We
Well,
go to the
Raven, if we
Doubtlands.
want to,
I
we want
stand
to.
by what I said, Willoughby. We can go to the Doubtlands. This is your expertise. And we can learn his doubts. We can learn his fears, because the doubts and fears of a mortal man may tell us more than anything else.
perhaps we learn. Yeah, perhaps it's just we learn what they are, and perhaps we come back and
but
just
we
talk
already
without
know
bringing
what
them
they
in.
are.
I do not need any convincing. I have steeled myself and made my decision. When shall we leave?
I'm sad about this. I think we already know what his doubts and his fears are. He doesn't want anyone to leave. He doesn't want to be alone. That's very evident by the fact that he's keeping everyone here, and from what Ashlar told us, right? He started out being very helpful and wanting to get to know people.
Oh, he threw that all away, though. That's all gone.
I interpret this
When
all
he
quite
split?
literally in that
Or before he split his personality.
When he split, his sadness is out there with it. He's now just well, he's a character. He loves himself greatly. He's proud of everything he's achieved. And
Like what? Just
well,
like of this dream, you mean he's proud of, or does he?
he believes that there will be no war here. There'll be no pain, no suffering. He believes that everyone will be happy. It might take some people some getting used to, but eventually the idea is to finish the city and then give sections of the Dreamlands for people to build their own dreams. But first he wanted to create a stabilized entry so people can realize that it's greater than reality. That's why he's built a god system. He wants to treat them well so that the gods are accountable to someone else. The man that we met inside before, he believes was holding him back. And he split himself. He no longer has those doubts or fears or failures. He doesn't know failure.
But he no longer has joy as well, because he put that into a titan. He no longer has.
He's in close proximity with them.
Mm.
He can draw upon them.
Got it.
well, if we're going to the Doubtlands, I can open the door to it, I believe. pretty
Okay.
Easily.
All right.
You're really okay with this, Draven?
No, but it will give an answer. And I do not believe this is a place where I want to impose. Okay,
Do you
is
have
relative.
another suggestion?
Nothing worth airing. Let us go.
Is that something that's like I'm able to insight check? I want to know if you're holding something back from us.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's Draven. It's probably very clear. Draven does not interject himself unless he's given a space to, because Draven would much rather group input and then agree decision. If there's conflict, he doesn't do it. Draven's route is internal conflict. He would rather watch people with a strong feeling make the choice, and if they fail, react on it rather than impose his actions.
Okay.
Like the way like the gods are.
Okay. All right. That's helpful. Okay. I don't think Willoughby would push more on that then if he thinks it's something that's just like you're dead set on that position. Shall we?
I'm uncomfortable with this.
Yeah.
I'm open
But-
to other options if people have them, but
I realize that maybe the reason that I am uncomfortable with this is because I thought that if I look at my life and I look at the sadness that I have in my life, right? And I knew about this dream, maybe I would have done that 8 years ago. Maybe I would still be in this dream now, right? And I think about what I would want if I was here. And perhaps that is clouding my judgment here and how I would want someone to approach me if I went too far.
I understand what you're saying. But the fact of the matter is Ragnar has taken the freedom of other people away from them. And as someone who's lived centuries in that exact scenario, I'm not going to sit by and
not
watch.
okay with it.
Beyond baseline negotiations that we will try to do, I don't have very much sympathy for him at this point.
I think that is the thing. I would want someone to give me the grace of fixing my mistake.
Is that possible if he doesn't have
if I took it
all of his feelings?
I didn't, but I would feel bad as me, Lena, if I did not try to offer someone that opportunity. But we can go to the doubtlands. We can see if that will help.
He's gonna look back over at Ashlar. Do you have an actual list of the things that Ashlar sent to the Doubtland specifically?
It's hard to say. No, there's no one keeps a list or anything. It's any of our rotten dreams or fears, anyone around the city in general, or anything he doesn't
Wait, can
really
you
enjoy.
not just get rid of your insecurity? You said you don't like. Can you not excise that like he did?
The way to think... No, that's exactly what it is in a way. The way to think about it is the same way he split himself. By throwing our tiny moments of fear. Say you were scared of spiders.
I don't.
And you
like
accidentally
bugs.
manifested one. He would toss it into the Doubtlands. Your fear of spiders might come back, but for that moment they're gone. It's just not in your present mind. It's everything that momentarily scared or worried us is out there, or just weird thoughts, strange things, anything that might have just crept into the dream. Unfortunately, if you've ever dreamt before and saw something that you don't know how your mind conjured it, but you're uncomfortable with it, that's where everything goes, into the Doubtlands. It's designed that way. Sometimes we have people that go and check dreams and toss things out there. But otherwise, it's people trying to dream things which are blocked by the Titans. You try to keep everything happy and safe in here. So to give you a list would be impossible, really. You can go there and find small creatures, great creatures, some which will be kind, others which will have harm intent. Usually, scary creatures like to chase you. Be many of those there. But also, he looks at the bubble around him. You can always fight back.
Perhaps we try to simply find the things that allow us to more easily bring diplomacy to the table. If that's what would make everyone here more comfortable. I don't see why we couldn't try to single out the parts of Ragnar that he's taken out that may reduce his ego a little.
Right.
All right.
Bring him back to being himself, basically.
Leave out the parts of him that would make him a miserable being.
I wonder if his hubris is out there.
I think he's still got it.
We're around here, I'm afraid. Well, in the meanwhile, I was going to contact him and let him know that I'm done. Maybe that won him over. Maybe I'll win my freedom if you fail.
Maybe I'll do another festival.
If you
Is
have
this
any
a bad
say in the
idea?
timing
Should
of a
we fix
festival,
this? I'm suddenly
you want
after
to
I say
make-
that, I switch to telepathy to Lena. Do you think he'll be punished for finishing this mural that he's probably not supposed to be done with, and he's going to be suspicious and it's going to set off something bad? Should we
can
undo the mural, put him back to work?
we could undo part of it. I will then also relay that to Draven and Willoughby.
we could just hide it until we're ready. Just cover this part up. I mean, it's a dream. We can cover as much of it temporarily as we want without having to necessarily remove it.
It's true.
Feels like
Yeah.
a no-risk thing. I think Willoughby would, at that point, if we're even
Accept
floating the
strategy.
idea, the only person that's seen it is,
Jormungandr.
Ermengander, who's now established he's
That
not gonna
guy.
be here
Come on.
again. So yeah, I think Willoughby would look over at Ashlar and just be like, "We're going to postpone the completion of this for now.
Well, hold
When
on. It's done.
It's done, but it's not, as everyone else here has already brought up. There's nothing saying that you were ever meant to finish it to begin with, and this is our only bargaining chip to get Ragnar out. So, for now, it would probably be best if you continue to fake working on it until we're ready. Would you agree?
Well, how long do I give you before I try my method?
2 days. I think until the end of our trial period.
All right.
We can go from there.
All right. I can give you 2 days. But after that 2 days, I tried my way.
Sure.
You really think he stopped me from working on it? I felt like I couldn't picture anything.
Who can say? Right now.
I think if his goal was that he wanted to have people around him and not leave, and he knows that you are a good artist and that is what you like, I think he was giving you a task that you might be okay to just keep doing. So that you could stay with him.
That's horrible.
That's not great.
At least it means it's not my fault I didn't have creativity, I suppose. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a little bit hopeful. I thought I lost all my talent. He can just sit down on his step. 2 days, I'll give you.
2 days. Can I do a dream check to just basically
undo what we did, but
Yeah.
like in a way keep it so if I walked back up to this, I could do a much easier dream check to just paste it back on again, essentially.
Sure. Yep. You can kind of almost rearrange it.
Could we just dream a giant tarp?
With
Could
an
we try
18,
that?
you see it shift around, almost like one of those puzzles that you can move pieces around, the mosaic move. It looks at you and goes, I can't even picture how it looked before. I think you're right. Ah. And he kind of just rubs his temples and looks at all of you. Good luck out there, and if you run into it's like a bubble with a creepy face inside. I apologize.
Oh,
A bubble with a
A what?
face in it?
I've always
Did you
had this-
just say?
I've had this fear. I'm sure it'll be fine.
One of your fears is out there as well.
A few.
You want us to just
Okay.
leave it there then? Yes.
Don't bring it back.
Gonna kill it?
Said-
What do you want us to do about it?
I don't know. Yes, it was just it's a big bubble with a face. It's not a big deal. It's just childhood fear stuck with me.
That's okay. I wouldn't want to have to tell everybody all of my fears either and what they look like. So don't
I
worry
realize it
about
makes no sense.
They never do to anybody else, right? That's how they work.
Yeah.
But it's real to you.
Apparently here. Well, I'm gonna go and imagine myself a very large pint of ale, and 2 days. Good luck out there, and try to keep some form of sanity.
Thanks.
see you soon.
Thank you.
He gets up, walks out of the bubble, heads towards the local tavern, leaving you.
Shall we?
I say we go.
All right.
Probably dissolve this silence.
I'm guessing with a nat 20, I can casually
Yep.
dissolve this. Yes, and I will just get rid of the evidence of our subterfuge.
Fades away.
Willoughby, you have the most.
I've made a door to it before. That's a 20. I try to make a door to the same hall that I've gone to before.
Okay. With a 20, the door opens and you see that kind of crushed in hall. And the open doubtlands.
We should be ready to fight.
You step in.
Yeah, we'll step in.
Okay. It looks like it should be cold. And the moment it looks like it should be cold, you feel the cold. The downlands itself, you can see portion of the wall inside this great hall has been crushed in. You manifested this hall into being. Whatever creature destroyed it has long passed now. The downlands themselves stretch out. Some have crooked woodlands, others trees that don't make sense. The ground itself can change from farmland into cobblestone, into grass, into sand, into lava. Randomly, almost fading together, interweaving a landscape that doesn't make much sense. You see the occasional creatures wandering around with no danger, a fog that drifts in and out. Sometimes you'll see a giant bed, or a chair that rocks back and forth, but it's tiny, only handheld. You'd see the moon spin round and come closer and distance. You could see crates of food. You get the sounds of running, but nothing following it. Footsteps in soil around you, but then you realize it's footsteps in stone. The Doubtlands is a place of fleeting dreams, memories. Not all of them scary, but all of them nonsensical. As you have appeared here, most of the hall is collapsed. Where would you like to go?
I think that Willoughby, being relatively confident in his own ability to dream currently, would try to create a compass, pointing towards specifically something that I assume Ragnar is currently missing, based off of everyone's descriptions of him having a huge ego. I want to search for his humility.
Okay.
I want to make a compass that could just point us to it.
Go ahead and roll a dream check.
That's a 15.
You see, the compass itself has a series of like facial expressions on it, and it starts bouncing towards humility in the north one, which kind of comes with this very humble face, a relaxed, calm expression, and it points you kind of drifting out of the hallway, out to where it was less damaged, and off in that direction. I can't really say northeast because it doesn't really exist there.
What is that?
I just tried to make a compass that would point us towards humility? Towards his humility? I'm guessing that's something he sent out here by the sounds of his ego.
Is it here or is that in one of the other three categories? Is it part of it?
Compass is pointing that way. At this point, I just have to trust the compass.
Yeah, now I want to know. Let's go.
You begin
Keeping an eye out for anything. It looks like it's looking at us, coming to get us.
Are you going normal pace, fast pace, stealth?
I'll try normal, unless I see other people slowing down. But my instinct is normal.
I think we'll be, instinct normal. I don't think.
Okay.
Lena's instinct is to sneak, but everyone else is going normal, so she will go normal.
I mean, you can roll stealth with other people in the party.
No,
It's just
shit.
sneak will give you advantage if you go a slow pace. You begin heading out into the Doubtlands, walking past anything you can really imagine. You can see discarded. One thing that is common here as well is weird depictions of the gods that just kind of wander around aimlessly. You'd see Thor, but if he were a bear, just kind of wandering on two legs, meandering along. Loki comes in many different shapes. Snakes, very common. Some salmon-like Loki with a human face on it, flapping to one side. A bubbling pool of water. As you carry on walking, the compass drifts you ever closer to humility. You keep walking. And there is a horizon, but it's as if it starts like the ground shifts around you. And it's a strange feeling where you're not walking forward, it's spinning beneath you. And you feel like you're stationary in the way that everything moves towards you. The same feeling you kind of get on one of those horizontal escalators inside like an airport if you were to walk the opposite way on one. The way everyone else just kind of moves beyond you feels like everything else is moving around you. And as you keep going, in the distance, it gets darker. The random nature of things carries on, but in the distance there's a darkness. Storm clouds. In blackened clouds, you see lightning crackling by the great building, chained. A massive metal bars in front of it, and eyes behind these bars. It's a great archway, a jail cell. But as you draw closer, you notice things that were discarded deep into the Doubtlands start to notice you. And start to converge on you. At first, you see a carrot. It's about 12 foot tall, and it's hopping along. Great big eyes, sharp teeth, smiling as it comes towards you. Then over to the side, drifting. As you get closer to this jail cell, you see it's drawing the ire of some of these creatures. You see a great bubble.
Doesn't that have a
Inside
creepy
it,
face?
massive eyes, and almost this kind of like crustacean-like floating creature with an open, wide, void mouth. Floating through the sky, it's massive. It's probably about 15 feet radius. Floating towards. You hear yapping nearby. And a very tiny wolf with red eyes. Draven, you recognize this one. Because it's the creature you conjured. Growling as it comes closer. It's very small. This vicious, tiny Fenrir. And floating in,
I'm gonna eat it.
you're warned about the owlbear.
Bear owl.
But this is a bear owl. It has the body of an owl and the head of a bear. It's only a few feet tall, and it flies on as each of these dream creatures starts to converge on you. Aggressive as you get closer to the doubts, the fears, and failures of Ragnar. The protection of the Doubtlands. We will end tonight's episode a little early, just because otherwise we'd have to start the fight. But I will go ahead and show you the map. So you can
We're
see
staring down a giant carrot.
where you'll be fighting.
Oh God.
This bubble!
But essentially you'll be in the center.
No.
Oh,
I hate the bubble.
Fucking bubble.
I hate the bear owl.
Yes.
And I definitely hate the carrot and the big egg.
That carrot loves you so much. Look at how happy he is. He just
So
wants to
did
be
you-
your friend.
I don't like this.
Is that
Oh my
is that
God.
statue in the middle just a pile of squids all
Yes.
stacked up? Cool.
Calamari dead.
Yeah,
That's
this is
a-
the
that's a
There's so
Doubtlands
much
arena.
happening.
But yeah, you'll be able to fight here next week. I know we had to finish a little early, but we didn't take the break, and also I think to start a fight at this time would mean we just carry on over. And you give it a chance
That's a
to
cut
win.
in half.
The giant.
Good session though. Great session.
Who's gonna
Oh my
tell?
God.
You know, how, like people are
No
like,
one.
"Oh, what did I what did I miss?" Who's
No
gonna
one.
tell Mark? We gotta
No
fight
one.
a giant carrot and a bear owl and
Not a
puppy
soul.
that's a nightmare puppy.
Yeah,
Mark,
it's a very
you're
weird
watching
encounter to design.
I hope you didn't
Yeah.
watch this. How the hell do you make CRs for that? Joe, are you gonna put stats for these in your Patreon?
I think so.
So
yeah.
a carrot, I feel like would be a CR.
I don't know who would ever
You could-
use these
you could
again in
run
any
your
other
own
fight
sentient
ever.
bubble boss fight.
If you create them, someone's gonna use them, man.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, this is the bear owl. What the?
Yeah, yeah, that was
Isn't
an
it
easy
hot?
low-hanging fruit joke. But yes, you have entered into the Doubtlands to try and find the failures of Ragnar. Thanks for playing in a weird, wacky session of Mistletoe, and well dreamed, everyone.
Kind of nightmares.
Thanks so much for playing. Let's go ahead and do some shout outs. Obviously, Mark could not make it, but Mark plays in a game called High Rollers. He runs the game. He's the DM. Every Sunday at 5 p.m. BST, that's 5 p.m. British time. If you're on the East Coast of the US, that'll be midday. And they play for a few hours. You can go and watch their D&D and come watch ours over on my channel for Godforged. But they play in a very high-level campaign. High Rollers is playing with level, I believe, 17s, right? They are, or 17, 18?
Think so?
Yeah, they're up there. They're very much in the top end of D&D, and they're finishing in the next couple of months. So do go and check out Mark. He couldn't make it to today, but hopefully we'll see him next week to join us in the Dreamlands, because he's probably interviewing or practicing interviewing techniques lost in the kind of limbo surrounding this dream world.
Gonna be so confused.
Yeah. Try and describe this one to him next week. Oh, gee.
Hello, I'm OLG. I would like to give a shout out to my dad who's been texting me nonstop for the last hour because he wants to make plans for tomorrow. And when I said, I gotta go, I might have to fight a giant carrot, he just responded with, okay. So shout out to my dad for being like, that seems like a logical thing that my daughter would tell me she's gotta go do.
Tomato.
Hey.
Okay.
Finish that sentence.
Hey is a whole sentence, Joe.
It's a whole sentence, my guy.
Twitch.tv/tomato. Go and watch him play wacky wild games all week. Brizzy.
Hi. Brizzy Voices. I'm Amal. I also got a D&D podcast called Cast Party. Currently we've got Luis Carrazzo on as a guest.
Awesome.
Gabe was on as a guest a while back, so you could always listen to those. And it's birthday great.
Awesome. What days is that?
Not wrong.
They the first episode with Luis is already out, and
Nice.
another 2 are coming each Monday.
Awesome.
Monday.
Sunday for our
Monday.
D&D, Monday for Brizzy D&D. You just fulfill your entire long weekend with D&D. Gabe.
Hi, Gabe Hicks, Gabe James Games across all platforms. Most of the stuff I'm doing is on Twitter. There's an upcoming Kickstarter project. Any streams that I'm doing, any announcements from Steamforged, pretty much if it's happening, that's where it's going to be posted about because I'm bad with multiple social medias.
It's a lot to keep up with, man.
Yeah, it is.
tough, yeah.
Schedule,
That's why
schedule
they hire
posts is where I
people to do
live.
that.
And
Look at Gabe's Kickstarter, you guys, because
You
it looks
should.
cool as shit.
it's really cool.
I'm very excited. Probably gonna have a video coming out for it
Oh, soon?
next week. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have
Yeah.
to check it out. That's exciting. Yeah, I was looking at it the other day. It's awesome. You're doing a great job with that. You can find me on this channel. I stream a lot of D&D stuff. On Sundays, I play a game called Godforged. I run a game called Godforged. This Sunday is actually probably the biggest episode so far. They are fighting the big bag evil guy on episode 107 of Godforged. So come back on Sunday if you want to watch that. 8:30 p.m. BST. 3:30 if you're on the east coast of the USA. What else? There's a Discord if you want to go and talk about the episode, talk about the dream world, talk about everyone's character decisions and whatnot. We also have a Patreon if you want to see what behind the scenes stuff. Yes, I will throw up all of the designs for these weird little creatures on there. That'll be going up there in the next few weeks and whatnot. And you can also just see my GM notes of each episode, which is pretty fun for these dream ones. It's very weird. You can see all the interview questions. And a couple of the ones we missed from last week is all going up there. But otherwise, thank you everyone for playing in the game. Thank you mostly to the players as well. Thanks for always killing it. And we'll see you all next week. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.